Moving on YouTube, we are here for week 2 of the XFL season. Going to bring you all the previews, talk about the betting lines, talk about the best bets for the week. Games start on Thursday this week, which is exciting. And then one game Saturday, doubleheader Sunday. So for all you Sunday football fans, can't say I'm one of them, but good for you guys. You got what you wanted. So the first game of the week, we'll get into all of it. We'll just go over the games first, and I'll talk through this. Um, so the first game of the week is Thursday night at 9 Eastern. Battlehawks versus Seattle Sea Dragons at Seattle, which I think is important. DC at Vegas, Vipers on Saturday at 7. Then Sunday at 4, we got Brahmas at Guardians and Renegades at Roughnecks. So 4 pretty good games. We'll go in order first. St. Louis Battlehawks coming off that emotional comeback win of 18-15 over the over the San Antonio Brahmas. Crazy comeback down 12 with like 3 minutes to go. Seattle Sea Giants coming off close loss to DC defenders, fumbling the ball at the goal line with a chance to win the game. Losing by 4 to DC. I think this is gonna be a bounce back game for the Dragons. I think coming home, it's a short week, which stinks, but they're coming home. St. Louis also played Sunday, so it's a short turnaround for both these teams. I think give Seattle the edge coming home there. I'll go over the lines a little bit, but just in a straight pick 'em, I think Seattle played one of the best teams in the league. So I'll take Seattle in this one. And I'll review all this again. DC Vegas, this line is crazy, but DC coming off, as I mentioned, that win over the Dragons, played pretty well, had a defensive touchdown, forced a couple fumbles, played pretty well on offense, I thought. Pretty balanced attack with their 2 quarterbacks, Derek King and Jordan Ta'amu. Vegas Vipers, Luis Perez had a strong first half, kind of fell apart in the second half. I don't think Luis Perez is that great, to be honest. I think their offense really. I mean, they didn't score very. They had a couple offensive touchdowns, but I think they're really going to struggle against DC. I'm picking DC in this one. I think DC is the first or second best team in the league. I think certainly better than Vegas. I know it's at Vegas, which is the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause, but I think that's what I think DC joined town with Derek King, that they have enough offense, and I think their defense is going to have to stymie Luis Perez. Brahmas Guardians. Guardians got smoked 33-12 by the Houston Roughnecks on Saturday night. Paxton Lynch got benched for Quentin Dormady. San Antonio Brahmas, Jack Cohn looked solid. Didn't have great offensive movement, but played pretty well defensively. Got a lot after San Antonio. I don't think either of these teams is particularly great. I think Orlando is very bad, to be honest. So I'll take San Antonio to win and probably to cut, and San Antonio to win and cover. But I'm deciding as I'm breaking this between making DC or San Antonio my best bet. That I have to decide on, but I'm still picking San Antonio. Arlington versus Houston. Arlington had a comeback win, came back against the who did they come back against? Vegas Vipers. Jeez. Didn't do much on offense. Drew Plitt. I haven't heard he isn't starting, but I feel like Drew Plitt should not start. He was very unimpressive, I thought. Houston Roughnecks again smoked the Guardians last week. I think it's a tough. I think Houston's getting a lot of hype right now. You know, they were undefeated last year, so bettors and fans are remembering that. They have Wade Phillips, the coach. They've got that recognition. I mean, Brandon Silver's against the Guardians through 2 really bad picks. I mean, the Guardians are really bad. They probably shouldn't have even had their first touchdown in the game. So I think the line, I'll check the line in a minute. I'm picking Houston to win, especially at home. I think it's going to be a close game. It might be more of a defensive game, I think, than people think. And I think the line does not reflect it. So these odds, you can see are of like 130 on Tuesday. So we got Seattle at -2.5. Over under 36.5. I don't do the over unders at bets, but I'd probably take the over on that one. I would bet the total for the total points. I bet the over for St. Louis and Seattle. For DC, Vegas, I wouldn't touch the over under for the total. Vegas favored by 3. I think that's crazy. But who knows? San Antonio favored by 3 against Orlando. I think it's a pretty solid line. Again, that would be I think over 30.5. I'm taking the under on the 38.5 probably. But I don't know. And then Arlington, Houston, I think over under 40 is good. I might bet I don't know what to do for the over under. I think I'd bet the over. I think they're both decent of offenses. But I don't know, actually. Probably bet the under. And I don't think I think a 4-point line is a pretty big favorite. To say Houston is a touchdown favorite over Arlington, I think everyone's just so hyped over that Guardians game, but just my opinion. So we'll go to my official predictions. You can see on who I picked was going to win the game. I was 4-0. My best bet from last week was Orlando Guardians, Houston Roughnecks. You can watch the tape and check that. So I was 4-0, 3-1 on my bets. Arlington, I said when I got the line was at 2.5. And they won by 2, so it was off by that. So pretty good record so far. Some people are calling me the new XFL Sharp on the block. If you like that nickname, let me know in the comments. So this week, Seattle, I talked about Seattle's favored by 2.5. I'm picking Seattle to win and cover. Not my best bet. I think St. Louis is a good team, but I would bet it. But it's not my best. I think the DC Vegas being favored by 3, I think it's just people betting in Vegas and liking Vegas or whatever. I don't think enough people watched the DC game, to be honest. It was a Sunday at 8. So I think a lot of people must have been asleep or something or watching the NBA All-Star game. I think DC's not sneaking. I think they're really good top to bottom. I think their offense is balanced. I think their defense is really solid. They have 2 quarterbacks who can throw and run. Tough to prep for that. They did not have to do that against Arlington even a little bit. So I'm picking DC to win and cover. That is my best bet. San Antonio at Orlando. If it was at San Antonio, this is my best bet probably, but I'm picking San Antonio to win and cover. I think Orlando stinks. I think San Antonio is going to be stinging and looking for some revenge. But again, it's on the road. You never know with these teams. But probably was my second choice for my best bet. Arlington at Houston. So I'm predicting Houston's winning. I would bet Arlington. I have to see what the line money was on that one. Yeah, plus 160. So yeah, I feel like those are good odds. I think it's going to be closer than 4. I think Houston could be controlling the whole game, but I don't know if their offense is going to have going. I think they had 80 rushing yards. I looked up 80 or 81 rushing yards last week. And Brandon Silver's driving your offense the entire game just isn't going to get you a lot of points, I don't think, on a consistent week-to-week basis. It worked against Orlando, but against Arlington, who we saw was a good defense and can turn those turnovers into points and can make things uncomfortable for a quarterback. And I think Luis Perez is better than Brandon Silvers. So, yeah, I think Arlington can cover. I think Houston's going to win that. I think everyone's riding a little high in Houston. I think Houston's still going to win the game, though. So my predictions, link for this is in the description. So there you have it. Let me know what you guys are excited for week 2 of the XFL. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts on the season, what you think is going to happen this week. And thanks for watching.